Senator Ossoff is recognized to offer an amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to the Chair and Ranking Member for convening us today. I call up my amendment, Ossoff 3. And folks, we have a problem, which is that members of Congress are playing the stock market while sitting in office, buying and selling shares of publicly traded stock while making decisions how to regulate those companies, while privy to confidential corporate information, while privy to confidential national security information. And it is so corrosive to public trust in this institution. The American people expect their elected representatives to put the public interest first, not our private financial interest. And yet time and again, we hear about members of Congress in both political parties trading stocks like that's their day job, rather than representing the constituents who should be our highest priority. This is not controversial among the American public. Overwhelming majorities of Democrats, independents, Republicans want to ban stock trading by members of Congress. And we've made a lot of progress in the Senate in the last couple years building a bipartisan coalition to ban it. In fact, legislation that Senator Merkley and I have worked on with bipartisan colleagues in the Homeland Security Committee passed out of that committee for the first time with bipartisan support to ban stock trading by members of Congress. That bill still hasn't been brought to the floor, and we all know that there are private conversations with members going to folks in leadership saying they don't want it to come to the floor. We need to get this done. We have the opportunity right now in this committee to send a powerful message to the American people that we take seriously their deep concern and their justified concern about ethics in the United States Congress. My amendment is very simple. In a year's time, stock trading by senators is prohibited under Senate rules. The text of this, the assets that are covered, are all drawn from the painstakingly negotiated bipartisan legislation that's been agreed by the Homeland Security Committee. This will force us, by a date certain, to finish the job of advancing that legislation. This will give the American people confidence that we understand and we accept our job is not to enrich ourselves. Our job is to advance the flourishing and prosperity and health of our constituents. So I understand that there may be some parliamentary effort to avoid a vote on this. I know that there are senators who don't want to take a vote on this. But before we do that, Mr. Chairman, why don't we see this as an opportunity? What a great day this would be if, instead of continuing to evade this question, stock trading by senators, this committee, with its reputation for excellence, came together across the aisle and passed this amendment. Ban stock trading by United States senators. Do the right thing. I urge a yes vote. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Merkley.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I second the motion of my colleague from Georgia. And if there is a motion to table, is that motion debatable? In other words, can we give everyone an opportunity to express their views before this issue is tabled?
No, it's not debatable. It is not debatable.
It's not debatable.
Then I would ask my colleagues, if somebody's thinking about tabling this motion, can you just wait until everyone who wants to express themselves on this has had a chance to do so? It'd be a courtesy to extend. And I do think that courtesy is important because this issue is important. We all have a collective interest in Americans seeing that we act with integrity, that is not corrupted by our concern about our pocketbook over the public interest. And there is no way, if you have a huge portfolio concentrated in a particular area, or you have a specific stock that would be affected by legislation, there isn't a voice in your head recognizing that and perhaps exercising some influence over how you might act. If you have a huge renewable energy portfolio, then maybe tax credits for renewable energy pass into your mind as, pretty good idea for my investments. If you have a huge inventory of bank stocks, or maybe you have fossil stocks, or who knows what, that should never be a voice that influences us. And this straightforward amendment for ourselves and our spouses is in the interest of this Senate serving the American people. We are at a time when the public opinion of the work we do in Congress is incredibly low. And every few months, there is an article, I saw one just this last week, about stock trades that occurred before an important public action was taken, and the public goes, there it goes again. Why can't they serve the public? So I would encourage us to take this up. I do recognize that this is not legislation that would affect the House. But I was thinking back to when I became Speaker of the House in Oregon, and in our rules, we adopted gift rules that affected only the House of Representatives in Oregon. We called it the $10 standard. You could give someone an apple pie, a cup of coffee, a t-shirt, a ball cap, but you couldn't take, a lobbyist couldn't take a person on trips. They couldn't take them to sweetheart tickets for concerts or playoffs or so on and so forth. And it really changed the culture, and it led to the Oregon legislature adopting a very similar law. So I think it's well worth our doing this here for our Senate. We've been debating this for over a decade. It's been well over a decade when I first became involved in this, and I so appreciate my colleague from Georgia picking up the torch this year and really helping to drive this forward. But let's debate this. Let's vote on this. Let's not table this. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.